Welcome to the Church Sound Podcast, where kingdom culture, real life, and technology intersect. I'm your host, Prentice Thompson, along with the pastor, Caleb Winley. We're here to help you get through Sunday. Did you hear the pastor? What about your live streams, social media? We provide solid solutions for all of your multimedia needs. Let's learn something today. Let's go. Yes. Welcome to another edition of the Church Sound Podcast. I am your humble host, Mr. Prentice Thompson, along with the
Pastor Caleb Winley. Guys, how y'all doing? We're going to get it today.
One more time.
Woo!
Not only did he bunt on base, but he ran the bases on a bunt. You're doing your thing, kid. Even though I know you don't even know what that means because you're not a sports guy. You don't even know what that means.
I know what a bunt is.
You know what? I didn't say blunt. I said bunt.
No. I know what both of those are, but I know what a bunt is. Man.
Okay, good. I was really rethinking our friendship. I was really rethinking.
No, man, we gonna sit down and we gonna watch a game together. I'm probably gonna be.
Hey, listen. All I gotta say. Don't ask me about the rules. Don't ask me about first down, second down. I don't want to hear none of that stuff. Game. Don't watch I don't want you to watch the girl like an ex-girlfriend or something like that. Nah. All right, cool.
Study up.
Welcome to episode number 43. Special show for you guys. Before we get into it, we're gonna pay some bills. Talk about our partner, Metro Podcast Studio, the hottest podcast studio in New York City. We need your podcast done. We need your podcast sounding like this.
Yes.
Marvelous. Sounds quite marvelous. And you need post-production, recording, studio, remote recording, anything you need, they can get it done. Hit them up, metropodcaststudio.com for all of your needs. So we got a special. We got a young lion in the building.
Young lion.
We got a young lion in the building.
Yeah, I feel that.
He put his picture up. He was half Wakanda on us. He was half Wakanda on us.
He was whack.
He was right. Today's topic is ministry and music, and we got the perfect guy in the building.
Yeah.
Our brother, and I want my man, Pastor Caleb, to do the introduction.
Yeah. People hear this. Glen Gibson Jr. was born and raised in Queens, New York, and he started playing drums at the age of not 2, not 3, but 1. Then he transferred to the keyboard and organ.
Did you say 1?
At 1.
Not 9 months, right?
No. At 1. Like he popped the bottle out and grabbed the sticks. You know what I'm saying? He then transferred to the keyboard because he was bored at the age of 8 or 9. Who does that? Over the years, he has shared the stage with many artists such as Leandria Johnson, Bebe Winans, Jonathan Nelson, Kierra Sheard, Clark Sheard, Ricky Dillard, Vincent Bohanan, Pastor David Wright, Avant, and many.
We in the VIP, like where are we?
What's up? Yo, I'm telling you, he's killing it. Did he do this at 8? No, I'm just messing with you. His influences are a variety of artists and musicians, such as Travis Sayles, Cory Henry, Darryl Woodson, Stevie Wonder, Corea, Yellowjackets, Elton John, Phil Collins, just to name a few. At this present time, he is currently working on his music and trying to hit other genres of music. His passion for music will never die. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you, my brother, Glen Gibson Jr.
What's going on? What's up?
Yo.
What's going on?
What's happening? I could talk New York. I could be free because we got another New York, and I could throw B at the end of my sentences. You know what I'm saying? B. I could throw my B on it real hard. You understand what I'm saying?
Yo. And by the time this show is over, we're gonna get that other Onda on there because we're gonna hook you up. We're gonna hook you up. Trust me.
How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm doing good, man. I'm just living life, just happy to be alive, man. COVID free. I don't have no COVID.
Yep.
Just glad to be alive, man. This like I said, this COVID has. I was talking to one of my friends earlier today, or I think yesterday. We were just talking and just saying how, a lot of the numbers have went down. And I'm just grateful for that.
Yeah.
Especially New York, because New York has got hit the hardest out of every state in America.
Yeah, blasted, bro. Yeah.
Right.
Glad to be alive, man. Glad to be here with you guys for sure.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
appreciate it, man. I just got over COVID, brother. So,
oh man,
Yeah.
well look at God. God is good.
God is
great.
amazing, because
Yes,
it was
sir.
definitely a straight month.
Wow, bro.
Yeah,
Woo.
yeah. I'm here. I'm breathing. And no side effects, no nothing.
Amen.
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 I'm feeling good about it, and I thank God every day for it. So, hey,
Yes, sir.
definitely appreciate you being on the show. Those
Anytime.
of our listeners understand how we do this. This is Church Sound Podcast, where kingdom culture, real life, and technology intersect, and we talk about real topics with real people and real things in church. And I want people to kind of understand where we're going today.
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to play something.
Okay.
I'm going if I can find it on my screen. Where did I put it?
Play it.
Did I hide it
Put it
somewhere?
in his pocket.
It's in my back. It's in my back.
Check your
pocket.
wallet.
Hold up. There we go. There we go. All right. So I'm gonna play something.
Okay.
So people can kind of understand where I'm coming from today.
Yeah.
Wow.
Watch me work. Watch me do my thing.
Wow, I remember that day. Wow.
Got a baseball cap on Ace Goose right there. This guy, I ain't gonna front. Right here. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That is wow, man. I think I remember every video that was played.
Yes.
But
And
wow,
you
that
know,
just took me back.
That's good.
I wanted people to kind of get the stretch of
Mm-hmm.
your skills and how you weave in and out and how you are uniquely you in all of these scenarios. So we're gonna do what we always do. All our new listeners know, all our old listeners know, but our new listeners gonna find out. We do this thing called Sunday School. Sunday School is a funny stories we have in church that we get in church from being church kids.
Yes.
Or adults.
Right.
Or adults.
Right. Yes, sir.
And our esteemed guest is the man on the mic, the man with the gavel, the pastor with the robe on. You know, he's sweating. Man, the hooper on the mic today is our brother, Glen Gibson Jr.
Come on, good.
So we just our 3 topics.
Okay.
Give us our 3 points.
Okay, we got sit down.
Okay.
Okay, then we got the second one. I don't need your permission. And then the third one we're gonna do is fake church people.
Church people.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Walking with a limp. Fake.
Walking with a
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm gonna say now. I'm gonna say being sat down. What you say, Caleb?
Okay.
Being sat down, being sat down, being sat down. Being sat down. Fake church people, I think, got me. Man, that's probably gonna take too long. Being sat down for 1,000. Yeah, being sat
down for 459.
All right. Being sat down. Okay. So I was 8 years old. This is when I first started playing keys, but I thought I could be a choir director. So I felt like James Hall. I felt like Ricky Dillard. I felt like Hezekiah Walker. I felt like I was the man in charge. So they called. Now I don't know. Back in the day, they used to call the choirs.
Yeah.
So our choir was the 1021 choir.
Okay.
So it was from the ages of 10 to 21.
Okay.
And then the more older people could join if they wanted to. But we had what we all know is called the mass choir.
Yeah. Yep.
So my pastor called the mass choir and the 1021 choir together. So it was, I think, I don't know what Sunday it was, but it might have been either first Sunday or Family and Friends Day. I think a lot of people know what that is.
Yeah, that's probably sounds more like
you
family.
Invite your family and friends. Now, our rendition, well, our tradition was to, we do food and stuff like that. But every choir would minister on that Sunday. So we only had 2 choirs at the time. So it was those 2 choirs. Mass choir was like more of the older people with 1021 choir, but since they wanted to combine everything, so they combined it. So I had a black suit on with a bow tie, and I was dressed like I was a part of the usher team because I had on a winter white shirt, not vanilla, not French vanilla, but winter white, and I had a bow tie. My mom, this was back in the day.
Wow.
Had a bow tie. No gloves, because I wasn't that usherish, I wasn't usherish, yeah. So this was when I wasn't really playing because I wasn't old enough to play, in church yet. So I stood up and I walked to the choir stand, but I said, you know what? I'm going to direct the choir. So the choir director wasn't at the front yet. So we getting ready to start the song, and the choir director picked me up because I was little, and they shoved me to the front seat of the church. And it wasn't no ordinary shove. It was like that. I'm a beat your tail if you say one more thing in church type of shove.
Yeah.
So they literally picked me up like, and this is in service, bros. This is in service.
In front of all those people.
In front of all those people. Now it was a packed house because, there's certain Sundays that is packed and other Sundays that is, so this particular Sunday, it was standing room only. I'm talking people that never came to church was there. So when I tell you I cried like a baby on the front seat, and the song that they were singing was I will bless the Lord at all times, Joe Pace. So imagine them doing that song and I'm in the front crying my eyes out.
Oh God.
Because I was like, I wanted to direct, So that is a funny story, and I was so embarrassed because after service, all the kids was like, "How could you do that? Trying to take over the choir?" I was like, "It's just who I was,
Right.
I just want because I was musical. My parents, a little background. My parents are both musicians. Well, my mom is a singer.
Okay.
My dad plays guitar, bass, and a little bit of keys, so he's musically inclined. So I thought I could do something too. The family line. Down the family from generation to generation. I thought I would be able to, do this, but that night wasn't my calling. Well, that particular morning wasn't my calling.
Yeah.
So that is a funny story, and that will go in history for me until the day I die.
Amazing. Sunday
Yes, sir.
school.
Dude.
Yes, sir.
Sunday
good one,
school.
man.
So you come
Good
from a
day.
musical family. That was going to be my first question.
No.
You
Yes.
know,
Yes, I come from a musical family. Believe it or not, my dad's dad, my grandfather used to play clarinet. But my mom, I really don't know how she got the ability to sing. It could be from being down south. Now, you know, down south, all of them
Yeah,
sing.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody.
So
Even the white people.
Right. So you don't even have to be
I swear,
really dope.
Claire,
You could just sing. If you could sing amazing, they do. And if you could sing Amazing Grace straight through without doing the riffs, you are a singer.
Exactly.
So my mom comes from that Billie Holiday, Jennifer Holiday.
Wow, that's dope.
She comes from that Ella Fitzgerald, you know, just singing straight. Aretha Franklin, Patti LaBelle. She has that type of flow of singing, so she doesn't do all the little, you know, the riffs that everybody do.
She's a straight singer.
She's a straight singer.
Exactly.
You know, but she'll give you that, you know, storefront, down south, North Carolina, hot, all windows up, you know, 100-degree weather.
Yeah.
Fanning yourself type of singing. So, and then my dad, he's kind of like in the middle, which was crazy. My dad, I don't think a lot of people know, my dad was raised Catholic.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
But he managed to, when he married my mom, he managed to shift and become a Sunday morning musician. Now, the only reason why he was able to shift like that is because he played secular music. So my dad honestly knows a lot of secular songs more than church songs, and it's not bad.
Yeah.
But he has the idea of playing like Before I Let Go, you know, any Patty song or any Earth, Wind and Fire song, Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson.
Right.
So them two together, you know, it was like a duo. You know, everywhere you went, it would be my mom singing and my dad playing guitar, you know. And then when I started getting older and started learning the keys, we would all three go somewhere and perform and minister and stuff like that. So it started from my parents, and then it just,
wow,
rest is history. Yeah.
So what was it like in your house, bro? Like y'all was like
breaking
out in the song all the time?
You know what's so crazy? I kid you not. Some of those days when I was living back with my family, all I would hear in the basement is my dad playing music or singing or playing guitar, and he would do that nightly. Like I'm talking every time he came home from work, it was either he wanted to rehearse something or he just wanted to. No, it was either he had to rehearse something or he just wanted to work on something. And then there's been times where my mom, she would just flat out sing while she's cooking. You know, she'll just sing any song, and then she was the praise and worship leader at the church, at our home church. So she was always on duty to sing. And then we used to have rehearsals on Saturdays. So it was pretty much music all week for us as a family.
Wow.
And then my dad did gigs.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's really where it came from.
Dope, man.
Wow.
You know, it came from them. You know what I'm saying?
So you started on drums. Why did you
sir.
shift the keys? Like how did that happen?
So it all started, and I remember this story like it was yesterday. Well, this particular story, Christmas 2001 or 2, I can't remember. My dad got me a Casio for Christmas. Now, we didn't know about keyboards like that, so you know anything that I played on, I just thought it was nice. So the fact that on a Casio you can play beats, you can, you know, it shows you the keys and it shows you the chords and stuff like that. It shows you the basics.
Yeah.
I will say, man, and this is no exaggeration, God really just flourished my anointing and my gift further. There was one Friday night, I'll never forget, we was at church and the musician didn't show up. So I was just playing a little bit and I just started doing these little things. And next thing you know, God just flourished me and he took me from being not really good to being good, you know. And
right.
It's to me, it's to this day, it's still ironic that I'm able to play the way I play because I wasn't doing this when I was younger, you know. So it's like just the thought of learning how to play. I people always ask me and I'll be like, yo, it's really God. They'd be like, you learn from somebody. Like I had some influence as the bio shared, but majority of my playing came from just God, man. God gave me the gift, and I think, and he gave me the ear too, so I can listen to what people do and then just establish my own thing.
Right.
So I must say, like, from the time I started till now, God's been with me every step of the way, you know.
That's dope.
So
and it's funny because when we was watching your video, I could see you were in the river. You know what I'm saying? There's a rhythm in the spirit. You know what I'm saying? And you can tell it wasn't like P said earlier, it wasn't just you doing the steps, you just sticking to you was flowing, man. You could see it, your whole everything was just locked in, man. You was
absolutely because
that's dope.
Because like people need to realize like there's always gonna be a flow when you play, but it depends on the type of flow you have. Some people flow only by doing old school church songs. That's just their element. Some people know how to do praise and worship, and that's just their element. Some people just know how to play praise breaks. That's just their element. Now, I'm not against praise breaks or I'm not against certain things, but when you want to evolve as a musician, there's other elements that you have to face or hit in order to become a greater musician. So,
right. Because I hear like I saw your bio,
yes,
I saw Yellowjackets. I said, oh yeah, he know.
Yeah.
Because if you know music or jazz, any kind of fusion jazz, Yellowjackets, Corea.
Print, let me tell you something, Print. I've learned this. My dad was the key for me learning genres outside of church. We would be in the car, radio station. We listen to radio, jazz. We listen to jazz. My dad had cassette tapes. When we had an old school I think the van was called the Villager van, and my dad had cassette tapes. We would play them joints all the time. So I would try to be like, "Why is that so old? It's so old." But I realized that it was the same music that was playing on the radio. It's just my dad was able to have the cassette tapes. You know, you don't hear that no more. You don't hear cassette tapes no more. But that's where my background, you know, and I'm young still, but I started coming up. I was coming up when cassette tapes was still there. I was there when VHS tapes was still around. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There were certain things that I still take from the old school and apply it to my particular playing, you know. So jazz, Yellowjackets, Foreplay, Bruce Hornsby, like it's so many people that I've listened to, you know, and like I said, I don't mind sharing that later. But yeah.
But that's called musical vocabulary.
Yes, sir.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it's weird. I remember when I was a kid. I'm going to severely date myself right now. I'm going to severely date myself right now. So I remember when I was a kid, my babysitter loved Sly and the Family Stone.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Right. Loved it. Yeah. That's all she played. But as a little kid, I didn't know what that was.
Right.
Wow.
You know, I didn't know what that was. So imagine like every day from like being a little kid to like, you know, 8 or 9, she still was just playing Sly and the Family Stone like every day, not the radio, Sly and the Family Stone. So now you fast forward, you know, I'm a music producer and playing, and then I hear Sly and the Family Stone for the first time, and I go, I do that lick.
Wow.
Or I do that run. I do that progression. But you don't realize, like the whole time, you're just a sponge as a little kid. You're just, you're just taking all this stuff in. Yeah. And once your creativity starts, it just comes out. You don't know where it comes out, but it's already in you because you've already digested it.
Exactly. I was, you said the right word. I was a sponge because I took things from different artists, different musicians, and I tried to apply it to my own sound. Now, granted, there might be some things that I still do to this day, playing wise, that might sound like, oh yeah, that's Cory, or yeah, that's Oscar Peterson, oh yeah, that's Derek Jackson, that's Mike Burrell, that's Kevin Bond. They still have influences on me where I can't let it go because their sound is impeccable.
Right. So what is your approach to ministry when you're in it?
My approach to ministry, well, first, of course, now I'll be honest, I don't pray all the time, but I do my best to pray at least every other time that I'm on the instrument because I'll be so like
no judgment zone.
No judgment, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm being honest, you know, you're supposed to pray daily. Of course, that's what the Bible says. You know, that's what we are taught in church. But I'll say ministry for me is going to the piano or the organ wherever I play, or whatever I play, and just really just thinking about what's going to happen before the service starts, or while the service is going, what's going to happen. Of course, my hope every time I play at a service, and we're just talking about church right now, my hope is that somebody is blessed to the point where they don't have to deal whatever they're going through with anymore.
Right.
So I feel ministry is not just playing. Ministry is cleaning. Ministry is, making sure the pastor's good, checking up on the pastor, blessing somebody, taking,
Right.
treating a mother to lunch, treating one of the the bandmates to go fellowship. Let's go eat. Let's go, fellowship.
Right.
So ministry to me is all of those things. And how I start off is just I come to church, I make sure everything is good. And, I take a couple of minutes, I meditate, I'll probably play some music, probably from my playlist on my iTunes or on my Spotify, Apple Music, whatever. I'll probably play some music just to get myself motivated for the service and to be properly ready for what's about to happen in the service. Or I'll just come, there's have been times where I'll just come and just play, and then, there can be a little difference, because when you are on time and you're prepared and you prepare yourself, not just by being on time, but getting yourself ready. Like I said, playing songs, even even me playing, there's been times where I just play some hymns on the
Right.
organ just to set myself up for what can happen in that flow, because what you do from that moment can just flow right into service, and they'd be like, wow,
Exactly.
we didn't need to do all the extra stuff. Let's just go right in to what God wants us to do today. You know what I'm saying? So I think ministry for me, it really depends on the flow, because there's different flows and there's different ways to do ministry. Like I said,
Sure.
cleaning and stuff like that, helping the pastor out, taking care of certain things. And I think that's how ministry should be,
Wow.
Yeah.
So, G, has there ever been a moment where you were playing and something that was not church came in there,
Oh, yes.
and then somebody
Yes.
pulled you to the side or said, yo, you blessed me, or yo, bro, don't do that again?
Now you know what, Kay? I dealt with that before, but it wasn't
Okay.
crucial. It wasn't crucial. It was
That's good.
it was a lady. She hit, and she's in her mid-30s. She approached me. She was like, I heard what you played, right? And I said, what you heard? Don't. Then she gave me the Glen. Now come on, we grown, and she didn't have to tell me that she felt the way. I can feel it already.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, all right, I got you. But in my mind, honestly, and to answer that particular statement that you have stated, I think we get too deep with it.
Yeah.
There are some songs that we know if we play it in the church, the whole church gonna go crazy and start doing stuff outside of what they normally do.
Exactly.
That's a fact.
Exactly.
And I think
Hey, before I let go, one more time.
Before I let you could do that in any song, if
Exactly.
let it rock, let the glory up, burn, 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 let
Yep.
the glory of the Lord. They be like, whoa, what? Like, nah. So it's like, I think it's all about. And then, funny thing you mentioned that, I know one artist, and I definitely respect his music, Myron Williams. In one of his songs, he has the intro. He got Earth, Wind, and Fire playing in one of his songs.
Yeah.
And the song is called More Than Anything, I believe.
Yeah.
So, to me,
if you know music, you pick that out.
You pick it out. That's what I'm saying. But outside looking in, for a lady that just loves music and don't go to church, she's gonna be like, "Oh, I know that song."
Exactly.
And then when she hear the rest of the song, she's gonna be like, "I don't know that song anymore because I don't know more than it. I don't know this song."
Right.
So I
but
think
that's a way to pull people in.
Exactly.
So I just think it's a balance. You know what I'm saying? But I have been pulled to the side before, and it was a little shady. They gave me a little shade with it, but I was like, "Y'all be all right, man. It's just music." You know what I'm saying? As long as the lyrics are not being said in the service or said in the song, there's nothing to worry. That's just my
12 notes, brother. 12 notes.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And sometimes I think it's the spirit behind the music
That's right.
that a lot of people miss. They get caught up on melody and miss the fact that, wait a minute, but my spirit, I'm ministering. That's what's happening here.
And you know what's so crazy? I was just in a service on Sunday, and you know, this being Love Month, you know, Valentine's Day or whatever, the pastor, the preacher, after we did the praise break or whatever, he said, "Love's in need today," so we started singing it, and
That's what's up.
it felt good because I'm like, it wasn't in a bad place. It was right after the praise. It was love's in need of love. We did it slow today. Don't like it felt good because you had the right singers
Exactly.
and you had the right band members. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I just feel when you do stuff like that, it has to be executed the right way.
Right.
You know, because if it's not, then it could come off very disrespectful.
Exactly.
So I definitely agree with that.
Right.
Yeah. So
who's the first artist that you that hired you to play for them, and how did that even happen?
Well, believe it or not, I now we talking locally or like nationally? We talking locally?
Nationally.
Nationally?
I mean anything. Pick anything you want.
I'll say locally. I started playing for different artists. One artist I'll mention. I'll mention about 3 to 4 artists from locally. I started playing for this guy named Clay Johnson, another guy named Demetrius Walker, um, another guy Vincent Bohanan, who is up and coming. Um, Pastor David Wright, who was Reverend Timothy Wright's son.
Okay.
They have the New York Fellowship Mass Choir. I also did some stuff for a guy named Mike Willis. Also did some stuff for a guy named Lindsey Williams and Divine Connection. Matter of fact, that video of Karen, and I'm gonna get to the national stuff in a minute. That video of Karen, I was only there to play for Lindsey's choir. It was
really
that night was an Easter night at the Marriott in Brooklyn, New York. And I think this year will make it 3 years that's happened. So I was there for that. And Stanley Brown, I'll share a quick story of how that happened.
Oh, Stanley, that's my man.
Yeah, Stanley Brown was in the audience. He was there because that particular event, all the heavy hitters are there. All of New York is there. That's like the Stella Awards for New York. Because we all there.
Right.
So Stanley hit me up. He was like, yo, you know how you talk? Yo, G, listen.
That's the coolest dude ever.
Right. Can you sit in for Karen? I said, sure. What's she gonna do? He said, I don't know, but just follow her. She might do a song before she do her songs. Now J. Drew was there. J. Drew was working her music or whatever. So he didn't play, but he was just there, as a support.
Right.
So that's when she sang All the Glory, and then it went crazy from there. Wow. So nationally, I also started playing for Leandria Johnson.
Okay.
I would have to say when I started getting more familiar with artists, Leandria Johnson was definitely like number one. And then other people like I didn't name all of them, but Crystal Aiken, I played for her one time. Tasha Page, I played for her before. I'm trying to think of other people. Bebe Winans was definitely another monument name for me because he's a Winans. So
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Him, Donnie McClurkin, Jonathan Nelson. Now I was the reason why I mentioned Leandria is because I actually did 2 songs. I think I either played 2 songs or I played two particular instruments on her record. The last one that came out called Bigger Than Me. And I'm on the track called Whatever It Is. It's a nice neo soul country country churchy type jazz, like all that mix in one. So I would have to say that was Stanley as well. Stanley looked out for me with that. So that particular moment in my life was like, yo, I'm good. I'm on somebody's record that is known. And one Sunday's Best, she did mad shows in New York. So I will always either play Oregon or just be around. And then when she started coming back, that's when I met her, and then we exchange, information. And whenever she comes to New York, she tries to hit me up to see if I'm available to play for her. So there was a point in time I was supposed to travel with her, but things happen and stuff like that.
Sure.
And also can't forget Kimberell. Kimberell, I played with Kimberell before, and it was cool. It was really good.
Your voice is crazy.
What's it like playing behind somebody that has that many runs?
Yeah, man.
Like jazz run. I mean, like she got straight jazz runs.
I'll be honest, and I'll be totally honest. I've learned that because I play for so many soloists. So I've gotten soloists that did.
Right.
I got soloists that just did. Then I got soloists that just did. Great is thy faithfulness. That's all they did, and then that was it. So, and then I also listened to like Mike Burrell, like a lot of musicians that backed up singers like this. Like I always used to watch the "Thank You Lord" video when Kim was a little more, heavier. And Mike B had the braids. I think that was at Mason. That was at Mason Temple, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And I used to watch that video every day, so I kind of picked up the kind of vibe that he brought to the table when he was backing up soloists, and then Kevin Bond, and then of course New York. New York is known for church, so church means not just shouting or praise break, but it means soloing, it means choirs. Any type of choir. They might sound bad, they might sound good. So I learned a lot of that too. So my aggressiveness to backing up a soloist also comes out too. But I know how to be disciplined, and that's what I learned from Mike and Kevin. Kevin and OG, Derek Jackson, Curtis Daniels. It's so many musicians that I still look up to. Some past, some still here. So yeah, I think just doing that with those particular artists, you gotta prepare yourself. I was nervous. I think I was a little nervous when I played for Karen, but
we couldn't
being
tell.
a fan of her.
Nah, you couldn't. You did not see that.
And I get that. Everybody said you couldn't tell, but let me tell you something. My heart was beating so fast. It was thumping like shouting music. Like it was 167 BPM. It was really, but like I think I started getting more comfortable like probably the second time around because she looped it mad times. So she looped the "As We Glory in Your Red," then she just did her thing, and you could tell she was comfortable, because she was doing her. She sat next to me on the organ, which I know rarely happens. So that means
that was crazy. And I saw that. I said, oh
yeah, and I looked at her. I said it has to be something that I'm doing right. So yeah, man, that was a good moment in my life, and that's never gonna die, man. I'm always gonna remember that.
Let me ask you. So,
yes, sir.
What's the difference between playing at church in those settings and then playing for a regular artist?
Now, regular artists, Caleb.
I don't want to say secular because
No, you can. Yeah. I'll say. Now, I saw a post earlier this week. Now, we can't forget a lot of R&B and secular musicians came from the church.
Oh yeah.
And then they went down. And one of my boys said, I think my brother, he plays keys from Jersey, Derek. He made a good statement. He said, the foundation to play R&B comes from church.
Yep.
And I said, wow. And I wanted to ask him, but I kind of had my own look at it. I kind of feel that when you have established a sound in church, R&B is just a place for you to discipline your sound.
Okay.
So I feel when you do R&B or any type of secular gigs, you're supposed to play what is given, what the record. So if God rest his soul, if Prince called me for a gig, or he knows somebody that knows me, and he's like, yo, use Glenn, I would have to listen to Prince's records numerous of times because I have to understand where his music goes, the direction it goes. So the difference between church and I feel secular music is more disciplined. Don't get me wrong, church is disciplined too.
Sure. Yeah.
You're able to get away with it because it's just church.
Right.
You're not, it's not a session.
Right.
But when you are in a secular environment, you got promoters, you got sponsors, you got people that are here to hear what they hear on the radio.
That's dope.
Not what you do on your spare time shed into the songs. Like
Right.
I've been shedding like lately, and like I said, I love the Lord, but I've been shedding to a lot of New Edition stuff now.
Okay.
Just to really get an idea of the sounds that they used back in the day and the chord progressions that they use. Now, granted, the chord progressions are church.
Right. Yeah.
Can you stand the rain?
Yeah.
Sunny
Yeah.
days, everybody. That could be a church song. That could be, you could worship with that song.
Right.
I know
Right.
people that have done that song in church. You know what I'm saying? They did it like a freestyle, but it was worship. So I think some of us really think too
That's
deep in
dope.
it as far as secular music. Secular music is not all bad. It's just you just need to, as the pastor that I play for, you just need to be guarded. You know, if you're gonna be doing secular music for, you know, as a regular thing, just remember where your gift came from. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Right.
And once you
Right.
That's
remember
dope.
that, you should
That's
be
dope.
fine. But when you allow people to give you negative vibes about it, then that's when you're gonna have your brain going crazy. Like, what am I doing? As I'm supposed to.
Exactly.
So I'll say the difference is R&B and hip hop, whatever you do, is more disciplined because you're staying true to the genre.
Right.
Gospel music is sad, but it's all over. You got people doing quartet for praise and worship. You got people
Yeah.
doing
Yep.
CCM at
Yeah.
a Baptist church. You
Yeah.
know, you got Caucasians trying to be us, and then you got us trying to be Caucasian. Like, and I'm not trying to disrespect
No,
nobody. You know what I'm
No,
saying? It's just
it's a
it's
fair
it's
observation.
it's what I
Yep.
it's what I see and what I've experienced.
Yeah.
A person can't tell me what not to experience because it's in my eyes. If I see a church that used to do church songs, devotion songs, and now they doing hallelujah, you know, and I was just talking to somebody about that, and I agree. They said they made a good statement. They said that as long as it's anointed, it's good. And that's cool. I agree
Right.
with that.
Right. Right.
But not everything is what God said. You know,
Mm.
not everything is what the Lord said. Maybe the Lord didn't tell you to play What a Friend We Have in Jesus to start with the song. Maybe he told you to play There's Not a Friend like maybe he told you to say, yo, Glenn, play some strings. Let's worship. Or Glenn, let's do a groove to open up the service. You know, especially now the virtual stuff. Everybody is, you know, everybody's trying to do production, and
Right.
some
Right.
churches are not meant for virtual.
Right.
Not to be, you know, but
That's good that you
like I
said.
said, yeah. So that's just how I look at it. I think secular music and church music, there's a balance. You just need to know how to balance. If you can play
Yep.
both, then you're
Yep.
good. If you can't, then
Some people
I
can't. Some people can't, and that's fine because I know from just touring as a musician
mm-hmm,
is that you got to play the song.
gotta play the song.
It's like it's no, and I would when even that as a producer, if I bring in a keyboard player who can play what I can't play,
Mm-hmm.
I'll be like, yo, could you like remove 8 of those fingers and could you give me like four?
Absolutely.
4 fingers. I
Absolutely.
don't need you in the bass hand. I need you here
Now,
because my bass player is covering that and the
right,
color you throwing the color off.
right.
But
Now I'll
that's
be
just
honest.
understanding music.
Right. Now I'll be honest. I have been talked about. Oh yeah, he's a church musician. That's all he knows, church. I only promote church because that's what I know. But
Right.
I'm starting to promote other stuff. Like I just did a cover to Tank song. Like, and I got a lot of compliments about it, like, yo, bro, you don't even sound church. Even though that can be a church or worship song,
But that's
but
where he from anyway.
Exactly.
Tank is known as one of the greatest R&B male vocalists right now in our time.
Yeah.
So
PJ
it's all
Morton, like the cover you
PJ
did on
Morton.
PJ Morton, like
As
Yep.
much as we want to come for that guy or talk about him, this man has Grammys. It don't matter if he does the same songs. It does not matter. He's commercial.
That's right.
He's
he is a songwriter.
Yeah.
he's a songwriter,
It's
and
called
Yeah.
he writes great melody.
right, like we got artists out here
Yeah.
that are doing the same songs in different versions, but they don't sound
Like him.
good. And
No.
it's just like I said, my opinion is my opinion. People don't have to agree with my opinion. I don't have to agree with yours. I just feel that when you are asked a certain thing or when you're told a certain thing, just give your opinion about it. So I've been talked about just being only a church musician, but I have friends of mine that be like, "Yo, bro, you can do it." It's just me preparing myself or putting forth an effort to do it. So that's what I
Right.
have to do.
Right.
So I'll say
Right.
that. Yeah. So yeah, I think just the difference, like I
That's
said,
dope.
is just balance. If you can balance knowing how to play in church, knowing how to play in secular, we should be all right. Should be fine.
So how
Yeah.
has social media played a part in your exposure? Because I look at your IG and I'm like, I said, let me just scroll down this IG. I look, it was like 21 views. Then I'm looking, okay, you got 900. And I'm like, then you jumped up to like 1,000. Then I'm looking, it's like, then I jumped up to like 5,000. I'm looking, I said, yo, this dude got 11,000 views. I said, yo, how has social media played a part in your exposure? Like,
I'm gonna be honest. And like I said, this is real. There was a season in my life where social media really did destroy me, if that makes sense.
gotcha.
Um, I dealt with some embarrassment. And some people know my story, others don't. But I was embarrassed at one point in time. But I'll be honest, bro, and I think this is why God has just been good to me. Um, Social media is dangerous. The stuff I've been seeing even lately in the church world is ridiculous. So my motto is to be quiet when it's time to be quiet,
Mm,
and then do the appropriate or do the right things when you need to do the right things. So I know that people see me play and back up a preacher, so they like that. So I'll do a video of me backing a preacher, backing a preacher. People love when I do praise breaks, so I'll do a video of a praise break. People love when I do covers of songs, so I'll do a cover. It's all about establishing a bug. You want to keep the bug in a person's ear. You want to keep the people gazed at you. So if I do a video that was probably like 200 views or 200 likes, I'm saying, all right, cool. I know, and it's not for the sake of likes with me. I don't care. I just love doing what I'm doing. I need to expand my talents. So I need to get higher in what I do. I need to broaden my horizons, do songs that I never done before. And the exposure and the
Mhm.
doors or connections will probably follow right after that. Because people call
Right.
me for certain things. They don't just call me to play shams. They call me to have conversation. They call me to do gigs. They call me for concerts. They call me. I get calls, and these are not just calls. I consider these opportunities to share with people that I never even met in my life.
mm,
Like I'm scheduled to
That's
do some stuff this year, and these people I never even met them, but they know me through social media. So
right.
I think
mm.
social media has been a blessing and a curse at the same time for me. But
And too
now it's
much of
becoming
anything is bad.
right. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Like
yeah, yeah,
like
definitely.
Clubhouse, man.
Yeah.
Who would have thought Clubhouse
Oh my gosh.
would be one of the top
It's huge.
rated top rated apps right now because everybody's on it. As soon as us church people, black people get on it, we don't know what to do. We got, and I'm on
Yep.
Clubhouse not all the time, but sometimes, and I just see some of these captions and these titles of these discussions that they be having. I be like,
Man.
oh my God.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, something has to give. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm doing something wrong, or so I try to find a niche. Clubhouse is another app. Okay, cool. I'll be on Clubhouse. I'll do stuff regarding piano players, regarding us talking about like I just did a Clubhouse thing regarding where is our generation headed, and I had so many legends on there. I'm talking Percy Baby. I'm talking Byron Cage. Lauren Dawson was on there. A
Well, we
lot,
just
a
had him
lot
on the
of
show.
Yeah.
I had a lot of people, and we were just talking about where the generation is going. Juice Bartholomew was on there. It was so many artists. Quadras that plays for Ricky was on there, and he got something coming. I mean, he got something brewing on Clubhouse right now with the Piano Lab and stuff. So social media has blessed me, and it has put me in a bad position at the same time. But
Got you.
I am learning to just do what's positive with social media, which is why I don't do the subs. I'll put a picture here and there. because subs is what people live for on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, sure.
And then people they love a good assumption. They love to judge, and I don't got time for that. So I would have to say social media has really played a big part in my life, and I'll never forget. There was one video that I did, and I had a blue polo shirt on. After that video, that's when everything went up. And I played, I think I did like a medley of hymns. And I sounded terrible back then. I was only 15, 16 years old, but I tried my best. So, yeah, I'll definitely say social media has become a blessing and a curse, but I'm grateful for it. I am grateful for it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
So now that you're like got your toe into the music business,
yes, sir.
Is it what you thought it was? I asked this to people.
Mm-hmm. I'll be honest, Print. I'll be honest. I would have never thought the music industry would be the way it is now. When I was younger, I thought it was going to stay the way it was because I was really enjoying everything. But now that there's certain things that have changed about the music industry and the business of it, it just makes me feel like there's no hope sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's sad, we got so many talented artists and musicians, but there's just people that have control of these particular things, but they don't want to give it to the people that are coming or that are highlighting. And then they always, and this is no disrespect to anybody that's watching or listening, they take the people that are terrible and highlight them.
Sure.
And in my mind, I'm like, but no, like, I just feel like sometimes it's like a 360 shift. Like we get good music, and then we get an artist that just came out of nowhere, and they just do stuff that we're like, what? What are you singing?
Yep.
And that's why I compliment our artists that we know and love. Kurt Franklin, Todd Tribbett, Clark, Yolanda Adams, Jonathan Nelson, Anthony Brown, Todd Delaney. There's so many artists that I compliment because although it's new, it's still refreshing to hear good music.
Yeah.
But I would have to say, to answer that question wholeheartedly, I feel that the music industry and the business aspect has just shifted in a way where it's hard to make it out here now. It's even harder.
Yeah.
It was hard before, but it's even harder now.
It's even harder now is because when music hit the digital age,
people lost that money.
Like I'm going to severely date myself again. All right,
cool.
So when I first started producing music, to get a song on a major artist, as a producer, the hookup was between $7,000 and $15,000.
Right.
That was the he looking out for me price, or the new cat coming or getting a ride on a record. To do a record for like an independent label, you could probably get between $2,000 and $3,500. Now, people hit you up going, "I got $300. I got a G." And I'm going, "What? What do you mean? Like, what do you mean? Like, how?" And it's all because music is so accessible now.
It is.
It's so many people who are, put it like this.
Wow.
Say like 95. In 95, if you were a producer or wanted to do music, your investment was substantial.
Yep.
You needed an MPC, you needed a couple of keyboards, you needed something to record it on. You may have an ADAT.
You were set.
But you had to spend about.
You had to put some money out.
You had to spend like $13,000, $15,000. Like over time, like no one had that at the same time. Now,
and go ahead. I was getting ready to say it. Go ahead.
Now you can say,
I was getting ready to say it.
I got my Mac.
I
got my interface.
Yep.
I got Machine.
Yeah.
I got I got my plugins.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the music business. And the sad thing is that people are so used to listening to mediocre music that they're ingesting mediocre music that what they put out is mediocre. So when they hear something substantially great, or how about a song with a bridge?
It's
toxic. How about that?
It's toxic because it's easy now.
Right.
Back then we worked hard for it, but now it's easy to just get a plug-in, hook it up to your laptop with your hard drive,
right?
Record,
sing out of key, and be in key.
Send it out and just be like, I'm good. Like there's so much music that I've heard over the years that I wish was treated better, because mixing, and it's just like I said, it's my opinion, mixing wasn't good. The instrumentation wasn't good. And like I said, I'm grateful to even know how to produce a song or record a song by myself without having to use a bass player to come in, or having to use a drummer, or having to use flute, or or violin. There's certain areas of production that I still have to work on, but from one producer to another telling me that sounds really good, that means I'm doing something right. But this particular, and I was getting ready to go back to what you said about that, print, that there is a lot of music that people pay so much money for, but the quality is 2 cents. It's worth 2 cents.
Yeah.
Because I know some people that are paying $20,000s of dollars for a record.
Yeah.
And they don't want to go to people that are a little bit more accessible, and the music and the mixing and the mastering will be way more accessible and way more professionally quality based.
Right.
Than your homeboy at the crib. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. Some people are willing to
invest
go
in themselves
the extra mile, and then there's some people that are willing to not go the extra mile. So yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's very true. I fielded them phone calls just because I'm an engineer as well. Is how much to mix this record. I got a number. That I'm just not going to go below. I got a number because it takes time to get your record right. To get your record where you want it to be.
That's one thing I learned, man. When you don't have the money, take your time to get the money, so that way you have more time to prepare. Because and this is another thing that I'm beginning to not enjoy. People are charging too much for quality music when they can go somewhere else and get it for less or cheaper. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, that's just how I look at it. Yeah. So what would be the biggest lesson you've learned? You felt you've learned just being in the business of music? I think I've learned being in the business of music. I learned to not procrastinate and be reliable. I used to be that musician that would say I could make it and I would not show up, or I'll be late. I used to be like that. I used to be very bad, because it's true. It happens to the greats.
Right.
You're either weird, you're not punctual,
right,
or you're just plain old mean and stuck up. So none of those things was my hobbies, but my hobby was being unprofessional. Showing
your hobby was being unprofessional.
It was. I'll be honest, and I'm being totally honest. My professional hobbies were unprofessional. My unprofessional hobbies were being late, being unreliable, not learning the music. Because I used to be like that, but people always like, "Yo, Glenn, hype." I picked it up. Nowadays, I got my keyboard. I practice. I try to listen to the songs as much as I can. And then there's been times where the songs that I rehearsed, they don't do.
Right.
So,
right.
Okay, I just wasted my time. But actually, in all seriousness, I didn't, because I just learned a new song that I didn't know. So there's still a win. There's still a win to that. It's not a loss to that. But I'll say what I learned from that procrastination: being unreliable, and being unpunctual. So those three things I am gradually getting better with, and and I used to be indecisive too, but I just go with the flow.
Yeah, I found that when I talk to musicians or just people that's trying to have a goal.
Yeah.
And my advice to young dudes is always say, listen, if you got to be there at 9, 8:45 is on time.
8:45 is on time. 8:30 is on time.
8:30 is on time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
8:45 is late. 8:30 is on time.
Mm-hmm.
So you can prepare to be ready.
Yes, sir.
To start at 9.
Yes,
whatever
sir.
It is you're doing. And once you start to think that way, people can rely on you to be on time, to be punctual. And the worst thing people could say about you is, I don't know if he's gonna show up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Or
I used to be that person.
Or he be here. He always running late.
CP time.
And being professional, being professional is being on time.
Yeah, it is.
It's like it's no excuse for it. And I say this to people all the time. It's like, don't waste my time, because my time is so valuable. I value your time.
Yeah.
So don't waste my time.
Exactly.
Because I value my time, and I will remove you from my sphere if you don't respect my time.
Those are the strong state. That's a strong statement, man. I will remove you.
But you have a level of excellence. That's having a level of excellence and saying you got to respect what's mine. I'm giving you the same respect.
Absolutely, Caleb. Absolutely,
you know what I'm saying? You got to.
Sir.
I want to ask you a question though, bro. What's about what's going on with your new DVD? I heard you got a new DVD.
Yes, sir. So Sebastian finally got me.
That's the homie. Sebastian Wheat.
Sebastian Wheat finally got me, man. He
That's good.
He caught me, man, because it was years after years after years after years. And they was like, "Man, when you gonna do your DVD?" And I said, "I don't know." That's what I said, "I don't know." So Sebastian always was like, "Doc,
that's his word. That's his word. Doc, come on, Doc.
He's like, Doc, I gotta get you at the house, Doc. We gotta do this, Doc. Let me know when you free, because the world needs to hear what you do. That's what you do." So we did it one day. I think it was about 2 hours, 3 hours.
Wow.
And I must say I was very ecstatic. It was like I said, everybody's been here. I know he rearranged everything. The experience was amazing. I was a little bit uncomfortable because I don't like to bomb in front of people.
Okay.
So when I heard some of the playback, I was like, "Oh crap, I sound bad." But a lot of people have been buying it. So guys, it is online right now.
Yes.
It's on showmethat.com.
Show me that.
It is in my bio on IG. So if you need to go to it, you can hit me up.
Straight Church.
It's called Straight Church. It's not just praise break. I am doing some talking about talk music, preacher chords, and just showing you certain things that I would do in a service, or how I would do it, or certain things. But it's a great investment. It's only $34.99. Can't beat it, and it's digital, so you don't got to worry about having it mailed to you and UPS making a mistake mailing it to you and mailing it to another house. You can just get it right on your laptop, your phone, your iPad, whatever device you have. But yeah, that DVD is good. I have not watched the whole thing yet, but I'm gonna purchase it. And I know it was mine's, but I want to still support. You gotta support. You gotta support what you do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I know plenty of artists that I've worked with who had music, and I didn't even play on it, but I still bought it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even my brother, and I forgot to mention too, my brother Rich Tolbert Jr. He's an up and coming artist. He's a praise and worship leader. If you guys don't know him, please look him up. He's another artist that I just actually did music on with my brothers, Josh Easley from New York, my brother Will Davis from Connecticut. I just got to shout them out. Tim Clinton, from Ohio. Well, he's in Florida now. Um, Devin Harris on drums. My brother Skip, he's from the DMV area. My boy James Carney from CT. I think my boy Will Johnson did some stuff on there, and my brother Will Gamble from New York. So these are all of my homies, and that's just another thing I thought I would promote as far as what I've done so far recently. That album actually came out I think that album came out last year around. I can't remember. I think this last year. Yeah, because we were still in COVID. So, well, we are still in COVID, but yeah. So that DVD is out. Like I said, I've gotten so many compliments on the DVD. So I hope you guys enjoy it when you get it.
So we're gonna get
Yes,
that.
sir.
Joint.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, definitely gonna get that. So what's the future for you, sir?
Yeah, man.
The future for me, I did share in the bio. I am gonna be working on some music. Lord willing, I want to have some stuff out before the summertime or during the summertime. COVID has really slowed me down, money wise. So
Oh yeah, slowed
I
everybody
want to
down.
be able, and I know a lot of people are going through the same thing. But God has provided for me in a way where I cannot, take it for granted. I'm still financially stable at this point in time right now, and I thank God for that. But I do want to save up and invest into this particular record that I'm trying to put out. So that's what's up. That's what's going on with me. There's some events coming up that I am a part of, and flyers will be out for those events. So you guys can look out for that. I will be posting more covers and stuff like that, just to stay current with what's going on in this world. I will be doing more so that you guys can know what's going on, and I won't be hiding. So yeah.
Dope.
Yes,
So how can people contact you?
You can hit me up Instagram G_Gibson, Facebook. You can hit me up Glen Gibson Jr. I think I passed the limit of friends for Facebook, but you can messenger me, and we can talk.
That's a
And
good thing.
of course, social Clubhouse. My name Glen Gibson Jr. Twitter, I'm on there, Glen Gibson Jr. Snapchat, you can hit me up for Snapchat. I can't remember my name on Snapchat, but I'm just trying to think of all the social media outlets. But those Facebook and Instagram are like my mains that I be on, and you can just
Gotcha.
always hit me up, and we can talk. And I
Gotcha.
am starting to do lessons now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm going to be doing lessons on Zoom, starting the ending of February into March. A lot has been going on in February, so I was supposed to start in February, but I didn't have the proper equipment at my house, so I can work on it. So yeah, yep.
Amazing.
Yes.
Make sure you send me the link to your classes.
I will.
I could put
I
the
will.
link in the bio,
I
show
will.
notes.
Absolutely.
Hey, brother, thank you for doing this, man.
Yes, sir.
It's been a real blessing talking to
Anytime.
you and learning about your life and what you're
Yes, sir.
doing with your gifts, sir. But
Yes,
before
sir.
we get out of here,
Yes, sir.
we do this thing called 30 seconds and gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, these are rapid fire questions. You can answer them any way you want.
Okay.
It's a couple of live wires here.
That's fine. I'm ready. I'm
Ready?
Let's go.
All right. Number one.
Here we go.
What instrument do you start with when you start to write? Organ, Rhodes, piano, or bass?
Organ.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Number two. Church shoes, Tim, J's, or ones?
It's like church shoes.
I'm gonna say ones. I love ones. I love ones. Yeah.
That's what's up.
All right.
I have a couple
Favorite
of ones.
keyboard. Okay, what'd you say?
No, I said I have a lot of ones here in my house. Yeah, so yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Favorite keyboard manufacturer and put them in order. Nord, Yamaha, Korg, or Roland?
Put them in order? Okay.
In order.
Yamaha, Nord, Roland, Korg.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Your favorite cereal.
Frosted Flakes, man.
Frosted Flakes. This is Tony the Tiger. Watch me roar.
I'm
That's
sorry.
That's crazy.
That's my joint, man. I love Frosted Flakes, man. Can't go wrong with them.
Nah, man, definitely.
Okay, last question.
Yes, sir.
Favorite book in the Bible?
Well, my favorite scripture is Acts 2:38. I can't recite it right now because I forgot the whole scripture.
It's all right.
But I would have to say the book of Acts.
The book of Acts.
Book of Acts.
Yeah, the book of Acts,
Yeah.
and maybe the book of Matthew. I think Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. But yeah, it's either Acts or Matthew. Those are my favorite.
Those are your
Yep.
favorite. Amazing, amazing. Ladies and
Yes,
gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs of all ages. I want to thank my brother Glen Gibson Jr. We call him G.
G.
We call
Yes,
him
sir.
G.
It was an honor. It was an honor to be on here, man. And I hope somebody was touched from this. And I'm appreciative, and I definitely salute you guys. I mean, I've been watching the podcast with different musicians and artists, man, and I must say, I am honored that I was able to do this with you guys. It was an honor. It was an honor, for real.
Thank you. We
sir.
appreciate your time. So,
Yes, sir.
we're going to do what we always do. We keep God first in everything we do.
Yes, sir.
We'll see you next time.
Yes, sir.
Church Sound Podcast.
Yeah.
Yep.
Every service, they are there. Every conference, they are there. Trustworthy, professional, and faithful. They're the first to arrive and the last to leave. They are our essential workers. Hey, Pastor, if this does not describe your media team, then we can help. If you want your team to rise to the occasion, let us train your team. Partner with Invisible Ministry. Do you want to partner with IVM? Come on and partner up. You can contact us at 757-768-5136. We do new installations and upgrade existing equipment. No church too small, no church too big. Give us a call for a consultation at 757-768-5136.